Okay. So there is a blog, this learn.swapnil.pw. Okay. Now
Okay.
for first few days,
Okay.
we would refer to this site. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Learn dot and I have notes here which will help you. So when you go to this site here, um, you have like you'll see Python statistics machine learning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, click on Python. Okay, I'm yet to build my other pages. Uh, so click on Python, and here you'll have some like history, okay, which you can read at your free time. We're not going to cover about history, but what is important here, why I wanted to show you this was because of this, the installation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there are
Mm-hmm.
various steps of installing, um, which you need to follow and install, obviously. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you do not have, you have to install it. Um, so see, if you see, of course, programming languages are meant to give instruction to computer, right? That's why we do program.
Mm-hmm.
We call it programming languages.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Python being a general purpose language, okay, which means that you can do almost everything in Python. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how is that possible? Because there are other modules which gets installed in the sense, for data science, there's a different module. For Django, there's a different, Django itself is a module.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So similarly, there are multiple, we call them libraries, which are available, which gives us extra additional capabilities. So when
Mm-hmm.
you say Python being used for UI design, that means there is a library which is installed on top of Python, which give us the capability to do UI. Doing web framework. So there is a library called Django, which is installed on top of Python, which gives us ability to do the Django, do the website thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so that's how Django, or for that matter, any other modules work with Python. So base is Python, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the code that you will write in Django, okay, will involve your web framework code. Okay, so see, if you look at any web framework, you have three
Mm-hmm.
components.
Mm-hmm.
You have the UI component,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that is displayed on client sides. We also call them client side. Okay, so if this is obviously a website, isn't it? What you
Mm-hmm.
see here, right? This is the client. This is what you see,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
this information can be static information or dynamic information. Okay,
Okay.
static information means something which is very static, which does not change. So whether I log in or you log in or anybody log in, they'll see same page. So this page actually is a static page.
Okay.
Okay, so for learning static development, we need to learn HTML. Okay, then you have JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript will make static page dynamic. Okay, so for client side, I'm talking JavaScript. Then HTML is good enough for you to learn to create such pages. Okay,
Okay.
so we will have to learn HTML. We will not get into too much of detail. We'll spend maybe a couple of hours to learn about HTML.
Okay.
Okay, then so creating static page is the first step of doing any web programming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so okay, so um, okay, so we are going to learn HTML. Then to make it dynamic, we need to learn JavaScript. So we'll do JavaScript. Dynamic means content will be changed based on your response.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say if you open a certain page, and if I open it from India, I'll get India specific information. When you open, URL will remain same, but the content
Mm-hmm.
that will be shown to you maybe will be in US dollars. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's where
Mm-hmm.
JavaScript is helpful. So content is same product you might be saying, but the pricing will be changed based on the location that person is viewing from. So okay, it can know from where you're where you're logging in, which location, what is the um, So they can know whether you're logging from your iPhone or Android phone or laptop, what device you're logging in, what browser you are using. Okay, all those information are logged when you open a website. Okay, so based on those information, it will give you, right. Sometimes, the view of on mobile will be different than the view on your laptop, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is
Mm-hmm.
also handled by JavaScript. It
Okay.
checks the device, okay, and then, okay, say, okay, mobile, you have to have a mobile friendly UI, and for laptop, you have a laptop friendly UI. So that's why we have to learn JavaScript as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is for client side, okay? And of course, there are a lot of other tools that we will not do as part of the course, but I'll recommend you to learn as you go along. As you become more and more experienced in this, you will have to learn additional technologies, which I'll let you know. I'll tell you when we go there. So that is
Okay, sure.
about the UI part. Now, there's some data which will come in. So static part will be in HTML all here. If you do right click, okay, and say right click, and you see view page source here. You see that option,
Uh-huh.
view page source. Just click on it, and you can see all the code here. This is the HTML code. Okay.
Okay.
So you can view this HTML code and you can create an exactly same page. You copy and paste, okay, in your local HTML page, you will get a web page exactly like this, okay. But obviously, you don't want all the information to be on the client side, right? We call this as client side because this is open on the client side, and there's a server hosted somewhere where all my files are, right? So there's a
Mm-hmm.
client hosted somewhere where all my files are, and you when you access that source, the server will send the information to you. So there has to be a message, okay, that you are trying to access a page, or let's say you enter your username password and you click on login, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a message that is created login, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That message is sent to the server. Server will verify whether username password is correct or not, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then it will allow you to, um, uh, log into the site or not to log into the site, isn't it? So that's the
Yes.
purpose of server, client to side, and there's something in between that will, one second. So, so there is a mechanism that, okay, so that will take the data from the server side to your client side. Okay, so so we call them as controller. Okay, so again, if I can share another screen. So you have something called as server. Okay, then you have controller and viewer, view or viewer. Okay, so view
Mm-hmm.
is the client side, what you see.
Mm-hmm.
Controller is something that keeps running between server and the view, right? Server
Mm-hmm.
will be only one. Views can be hundreds and thousands people logging in, right? Like if you talk about Amazon kind of website, any point of time there will be at least, maybe 100K, 200K people logging to their website,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are view. 200K people are logging through view, and there's only one server. Okay, and this controller takes care of information that needs to be moved from server to view. Now, your information is also on Amazon. My information is also on Amazon server. Both information is there. It's the view's responsibility to make sure that my information is shown to me and your information is shown to you.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot make mistake by showing my information to you and your information to me,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? So okay. So this is where our Python code will help us. Okay, we will be writing this controller piece using Python code. So that's why Python
Okay.
is required, and we will learn Python, right? So we will learn HTML, we will learn JavaScript, okay? We will learn Python, okay? And server is again two part. You have web server and database server, right? So the server's job is to keep your file live, okay? So if server is running, server has its own features, right? How to handle the incoming request, right? So server has its own, okay, and it can have database as well as the web server. So web server is compulsory, database is up to you. So database is also called as, okay, model. Okay, so sometimes we call it as model MVC, model view controller. Okay, so where model is the data which is sent to the client side, okay, using controller. So here we will learn SQL. Okay, so now these are the four languages, or sorry, it's technologies. Okay, these are the four technologies that we'll have to learn minimum, I'm saying. Okay, and then these days people talk about React JS and whatnot, right? So that's the sky for you. I mean, you can go and explore later, but to start working, these are the four technologies that you will learn. And of all those technologies, our main focus will be Python. This is where we'll spend almost, I would say, 50% of our time. Okay. And then we will spend some time on these as well. Okay. So 70% of our time will go into learning these technologies. And then rest 30% we will apply to see how Django works, how to make changes, how to create different pages. Okay. We'll end up creating a couple of applications also towards the end. Okay, couple of real-time applications which will help us to, and I'll also show you how to deploy it in a server site. Right? Okay. Okay. So this is a plan. Okay, and the reason why I showed you that page was this page gives you all the information about what to install and where to install. Okay. So obviously we are using Python, so we need to install Python. Okay, and this website, python.org website, is a very very important. It's like life of any Python developer. Okay, everything you'll get it here. So you will get software download, you will get software code, you will get community to help you, documentation, even jobs are also here. Okay, documentation, everything is here. Okay, so especially when you're learning, this is the best place to learn. Okay, go and you get all the information. So now how do you go about it is, first you download Python for Windows. Okay, now
Python for Mac, I guess.
sorry, your Python for Mac. Okay, so if you click on all release, you will get it. And in fact, you have here Mac OS. So you click on Mac OS. Okay, generally, okay, I don't recommend to go. If you're learning only Python, then it's fine that you go on the latest version. Okay, but if you're learning something other than, I mean, you want to learn something else like Django or machine learning or GUI or anything like that, I just don't recommend to download the latest version. This is the latest 3.11. What will happen is, see, your Python version is here, and on Python, on top of Python sits your Django framework, right? Now let's say if Python built a new new software, and that is creating some problem with the existing Django code. See that there's a team, it's all open source. So people like you and me only will maintain all the source code. Okay. But let's say, Django is not compatible. There's some problem which happened. Okay. There's some problem and Django is not working with latest version. So the team will take some time to fix it, right? It can take a month, 2 months, 3 months, right?
Yeah.
And now let's say you are starting an application, you are maybe 30% into the development, and now you get stuck. you get stuck and you realize that, this model is not yet ready. Okay, it's still being developed, right? Or they already identified this problem, and so you're kind of stuck there, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I always say that, if you are building any other application other than Python, okay, where, I mean, when I say other than Python, it is you're going beyond just basic Python, okay? You are
Mm-hmm.
going beyond basic Python, then go for, one version old. So if it is
Oh,
3.11, you get 3.10 here, which was released in April. Or you can
oh,
go for 3.10, which was released on May 8th,
February. Yeah.
right? So February,
Oh,
sorry. So February. So even if, let's say, people would have already found and maybe they would have worked in last 2 months, okay?
yep.
Or if
Mm-hmm.
you still want to be safe, go and download 6-month old version, okay?
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
3.11 only, but which was launched in October 21st, 24th.
Mm-hmm.
October is almost 6 months, good 6 months old, right?
Yeah.
So go and
Mm-hmm.
download this 3.11, but October version.
Okay.
Okay, so go
Okay.
and this is where you download your installer and install it. Okay, and you will have all the steps mentioned on how to install on Mac OS. Okay,
Okay.
so this is one thing. Okay, installation of software on Mac or Windows, whichever your Windows you are using. Now, so
Okay.
when you install Python, okay,
Mm-hmm.
on command prompt, okay, you can type Python here. Okay, I have 3.10. And when you run it, you get a triple angular bracket. Triple angular
I'm not
bracket
seeing
means,
your screen,
oh
Swapnil.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let me share the entire screen only. Yes, now you should be able to see, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so you will see this triple angular bracket like this, the black screen.
Mm-hmm.
This means your Python installation has been successful.
Okay.
Okay, so that means your Python installation is successful and you can do programming here.
Okay.
Okay,
So
you
this
can
is
do
nothing but a command prompt, right? So in a search, we have to just type Python and this pops up, or
exactly, exactly, exactly.
oh,
Okay. Um, okay. So,
so just a small question, Swapnil. I don't know. This might sound a little foolish. So Python is a language, right? It's not a framework like.
sorry, I didn't get you.
Python is a language, right? Like
Python is a
Java.
language, yes.
Okay.
Python is a
Okay.
programming language like
Okay.
Java and C, C++. But just like Java, again, you have a lot of technologies which works with Java, right?
Okay.
Similarly, there
Mm-hmm.
are a lot of technology that works with Python.
Okay. Yeah, got it, Swapnil. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yes.
Mm.
So now when you do this, you can start programming here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say um, okay, the first command that we will be learning is called print. Okay, print.
Mm-hmm.
Print is a function, okay, which prints the content onto your screen. Okay, whatever
Mm-hmm.
content you give here, it will be displayed onto your screen. So you say print bracket open quotation, and you give the command. So let's say hello, and quotation close bracket close. You hit enter. Okay, so it prints hello onto your screen. So print is a function. Function means it has a predefined meaning, and
Okay.
that predefined meaning here is printed onto the screen. So it prints the content onto your screen. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the first thing. Now, this is not very user friendly, Python. See, Python
Okay.
is base. Okay. See, when you say any programming language or any software, that what it does is it translates your English-like commands
Mm-hmm.
into machine-level commands, right? And so the white converts so that machine can understand. Then machine will evaluate and give back the response to you in machine level, which this will translate back into English. Okay, that's the job
Mm-hmm.
of python.exe or java.exe or cpp.exe. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, um, okay. So, okay. So to program in Python, you need to use python.exe. You need Python installer.
Okay.
What people have done is they have built nice looking UIs or no, um, um, uh, uh, what do you call editor basically.
Mhm.
So they have built nice looking editors on top of Python, where it becomes easy for us to practice.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you go back to this link again, and I will share this link with you better in the chat. You can have it.
Mhm.
So now when you go to Python editor,
Mhm.
okay. So Python editors are, the editor which is, oops. Okay, this is blank. Sorry. No. Okay, this is where you can program online also. So I
Okay.
can say same thing, print. So you don't need any software. You can practice basic stuff here also. Okay. And I think there's a run button here. But I would not recommend it. Where is the run button? Oops. Okay. Ignore it for now. Okay.
Okay.
Go to Python IDEs.
Mhm.
IDE means Integrated Development Environment.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. So, so these are the editors I was talking about, which is built on top of Python. So you do
Mhm.
need Python, okay? You do need Python software, but
Mhm.
again, programming in Python software is not that easy. Python did not spend time on developing IDEs. There are other companies that develop IDEs. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, okay? Some of them have both free and paid version. Paid version,
Mhm.
if you are making money, they said, okay, if you're making money, then you also pay me. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you're doing enterprise application, then you have to use their paid version. If you're learning, then you don't have to use their paid version. You can use their free version. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So these are some of the specific, these are popular ones. Okay.
Mhm.
Atom and GNU, these are some of the things designed only for Mac.
Mhm.
PyCharm is available for on both Mac and uh, Windows.
Mhm.
I use PyCharm. Okay, so I'm going to show you in PyCharm only, and you can also install PyCharm. So see,
Okay.
for programming on Python, okay,
Mhm.
you can use Google Colab. Okay, this
Mhm.
Colab is a platform created by Google
Mhm.
where you can go and practice. So, if I have the link here, but you can type this in Google search and it'll take you to google.research.google.com.
Okay.
Okay. And then you go and click on new notebook and it will open a page editor where you can actually do the Python program. The best part
Mhm.
of this is that you don't need to install any software.
Okay.
Okay. But the sad part is since it's a cloud based, it becomes difficult to use applications like UI or web framework. So for learning Python, you can use it here. Everything that we do Python, you can do it here. But when we
Okay.
start doing Django, this may not be helpful. Okay.
Okay.
We need
Okay.
local server. So that's why, okay, this may not be helpful where you'll have to come and, do it in your local drive. So here,
Okay.
same program I can run, print, and it is Python is case sensitive language. Okay. So
Mhm.
every command that you type has to be a lowercase,
Okay.
has to be a lowercase.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll say print hello and you run it. Okay. Same thing which I gave there. So print is a function. Function is always followed by simple bracket open and close. Function
Okay.
is always followed by simple bracket open and close. So, okay, you have print, open bracket and close bracket. Within this, okay, you have to put the content in a quotation. Okay, so we will see which content are put in quotation and which are not put in quotation. We'll see that when we actually start doing programming. So let it
Okay.
run. Yeah. First time when you run it, it takes time. Okay, because it has
Mhm.
to connect to Google server and fetch the result. But once
Mhm.
session is established, okay, next time when you click it, right, it's almost like 0 second, right? You get it within a
Oh.
second. Okay.
Mhm.
So first time, yes, first time when you're opening and you're doing, it will take time. But then
Mhm.
once the connection is made,
Mhm.
it becomes easy to program.
Mhm.
Okay. So all your Python program, you can do it without you installing any software. Okay. But I would say install PyCharm because we are going to do Django later, right?
Okay.
HTML pages, Django pages, okay, the pure file basically can be created, can be worked with PyCharm. So it makes sense. So
Okay.
how to install PyCharm is you go and type PyCharm download
Mhm.
and it'll take you to the website called JetBrains. So JetBrains is the parent company that makes this software.
Okay.
Okay, so you go and click on download PyCharm. It'll show you two versions here. You see the blue and the black one.
Mhm.
So blue one is the paid one.
Okay.
Okay, so it is enterprise edition. So it says if you are making money, so obviously you also make money and give me also some share,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And the community one is for learning purpose. It is purely
Mhm.
for learning and develop, learning Python and so it's a community version. Okay, it does have some feature less, but it's not. I mean, it nowhere you'll feel restricted by using community. So
Mhm.
click on
Okay.
it, download it, install it. Okay, and when
Mhm.
you install it, and when you type PyCharm here, okay, you get you can open it something like this. Okay, what you see on your screen is a PyCharm screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So this is the PyCharm screen PC.
PyCharm.
Okay.
Yes, yes, where I typed. Now, your PyCharm can be black by default. It is black background. I changed.
Mhm.
You can always change it. Okay,
Okay.
so I changed it later. Uh,
Mhm.
okay, so this is one. And what I
Mhm.
was telling you is, um, yeah, first, okay, first install Python.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
because PyCharm works on Python, right? So
Mhm.
the when you type a program, the program will be executed using Python only.
Okay.
Okay, so it makes sense to use or install Python and then use PyCharm. See, we can always do the you can install PyCharm and then install Python. There, in that case, we'll have to add an extra step. Okay, we have to add an extra step to
Mhm.
connect PyCharm with Python.
Okay. Mhm. So if we first
Okay.
do the Python and then we do the PyCharm, then I don't maybe
Yes.
might escape that step. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
Mhm.
that's why it helps.
Mhm.
Okay. Otherwise, that as you said, right? You have to do an extra step.
Okay.
Okay. So these are
Mhm.
the two software that you
Mhm.
need to have it and be ready.
Okay.
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 Um, let me go back to this notes here. So yes, here we were. Okay, so these are the ID. Now,
Mhm.
once you have it ready, that
Mhm.
means now we are ready to run our program. Okay. So one
Mhm.
thing I want you to do is I want you to install both the software. You can do it now itself.
Okay.
Okay. So that, we can be sure that, everything is fine and, you know, um, then I can give you, we can start with the programming. Okay. You want to try now?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to
Okay.
share my screen once so that that'll be?
Yes. Yes. So I'll